Greg, I'm looking back, I'm thinking in the past couple of year or so, when there's a home appraised, we haven't seen low appraisals under value,
Not
right?
recently.
Not recently.
It's not been a trend. It's usually you see the trends happening, but we've not
Yeah.
seen it. And Randy could probably speak to that
And
too.
yeah, I was going
Yeah,
to say, Randy, same thing.
I have not seen any, knock on wood. I just did in a long time,
I
actually. It's
will
kind
also
of
say that
strange.
there are fewer agents in the industry now than ever because everything's kind of gotten weeded out, which means the best agents are kind of left over, and so there's better agents getting better price points, so that might help too. Not to toot the agent's horn so much, but because appraisals, we've seen it one or two come back low, but usually it's because we knew that home was priced really high to begin.
So
Well,
the
and
yeah,
72% of all agents did not close one home last year.
wow, I did not know that
Yep.
fact. Wow.
Yes, yes.
I say this because Arnie says in this email to us, we're buying our first home and we're really excited. And then he writes that the appraisal is on Wednesday of this coming week. He says, we're really worried they're going to say it's not worth the amount of money that we offered. They offered 10,000 over asking price. So he says, we can't afford to pay the difference, which would be one suggestion. He says if the seller is actually a property management company, so he doesn't know if that's good or bad for him and his wife. So he's wondering, what does he do if the appraisal comes in low? Randy, you want to
Well,
take that? Oh, good, Greg.
I was going to say a lot of it really just depends, more importantly, on knowing the situation, knowing if there are multiple offers on that home before it came in, where your leverage points are. Because even if there was low interest on that home and you got in, if it was sitting on the market multiple days, then you have a little bit more leverage if that appraisal comes back under, and you have to pay. Depending on how you wrote the contract, there's appraisal gaps, there's all sorts of things, and Randy get into that.
Right, but he's worried that this is a management company; they will not come down in price. So, Randy, any suggestions on your end on this thing?
I mean, really sincerely in that situation, then they would have to cancel the contract because if they're not going to come down and they're not going to come with the additional, let's say it's 10,000, then there's really no room and nowhere to go.
So let me give you one other suggestion, and again, it may cost you maybe $400. It's a crapshoot, but it might be worth thinking about. And we did it actually with Swan a couple of 3, 4, maybe 5 years ago. You say to Randy, let's pull out of whatever the loan mortgage company is. Let's go with Randy to pick a place. Another $400 application, and then a new appraiser typically will be assigned. Again, it could roll the dice your
just
way.
make sure our audience understands the situation, right? You're saying that this is being financed by a loan. The appraisal comes back under, and obviously the lending institution refuses to loan the amount because of the appraisal. We're assuming maybe the offer was cash. If the offer was cash, if you did offer cash, you have nothing to worry about
No
because
big deal,
you make
right?
it non-contingent on appraisal. But again, you should know a lot more going into that situation because your nerves are going to be based on, well, how many offers were there written at that time? And making sure that if you show up for, as a buyer's agent, you can help show up at the appraisal, and you can help find a list of improvements to try to help. And usually a listing agent should want to do this, but again, it's a management company. So there's a lot of factors that will go into how you're feeling going into that appraisal, so to speak.
Yeah, I would.
And you can dispute the appraisal, but
Yep.
the chances of winning on that are very slim. It just doesn't happen very often.
Better if you're going to really want this house, go for another mortgage company. Randy sets that up over at Swan. Another $400 for app fee or whatever for the appraisal itself, and as a chance that the new appraiser will give you value if you think it's worth it. So just another suggestion, which is what you were looking for.